Hello everyone. Let us go for the calculus of variations to know more about functionals and Euler-Lagrange equation. At the end of this session, you'll understand the optimization of functions and functionals. Find the functionals using the integral. Then understand different forms and special cases of Euler's Lagrange equation and find the extremals of the given functionals. Okay, what do you mean by optimization? Optimization means either maximum or minimum, right? Now, here, if I have got f, which is a function from x to y, where x is known as a domain, y is known as a range of this function f. Now, if y is a subset or is equals to capital R, that is a real numbers, then only my f of x is comparable. Very important property of comparability. So this, then only my f of x is known as comparable and my optimization problem is valid for real valued functions only. So my optimization or that is minimum or maximum values is possible for the real valued function. What do you mean by real valued function? Let us discuss about that also. If let my x is the function from x to r. Now this function is getting defined as x to r. That means my range of this function is a real value. Or otherwise I can say the range of this function is nothing but a set of real numbers or a real line. Therefore, this f is known as real valued function. Here, my x0 from the x is known as maximum point for the function f if this function, the value of this function f at x0 is greater than or equals to for all the values of f at any x of x. That means what? This f of x value is maximum or is greater than or equals to all other values of that from x. And obviously that f of x0 is known as a maximum value. So I'm defining here my point as well as value of the function. It's a point, maximum point of f, that is my x0, and the value of maximum value of f is known as f of x0. That means value is the function, the value of the function at the point, and point is at point where my function is having a maximum value. Similarly, I can define the minimum, that is a minimum point. Only the difference here is in both the statements is here. If you observe this sign over here, it's greater than or equals to. Here it is less than or equals to. Less than or equals to. Rest of the things are similar, and this is maximum and minimum. So this is what a minimum point. Now, what is functional? Functional, as we have defined in the first, a small introduction I have given there. Functional is nothing but functional is a real valued function whose domain is a set of functions. Okay, now just now we have seen what is real valued function. Real valued function means a function having its range as from real numbers or a real number, right? And now if I will say, I will define my function in a mathematical way, it's S, which is a set of functions. It's a set of functions. Now this set of functions and my f has been defined here as f is equals to, f is from S to R, right? Now, if you observe the range of this function is capital R, therefore it's a real valued function. And what is the another condition of function? It should be the domain should be a set of functions. What is the domain here? Domain is this S. And this domain is nothing but it's defined set of functions. Therefore, this functional f is from S to R, be a real valued function, f is known as a functional. And therefore, this function is known as a functional. For example, let us go for an example. Suppose this C of 0, 1 be a set of all continuous functions. In our analysis or in pure mathematical term, C is nothing but a set of continuous functions and it is from 0 to 1. So it is in just a one range 0 to 1. All the functions from 0 to 1. Now this is defined. I wanted to define this. It's a real valued function. That is the reason I'm taking my range of this function as I, and it's been defined as 0 to 1 y of x dx. I of y is a functional on C 0, 1. Now, that means I have got, this is the function here, and this I of y is a functional I of y of function y of x. So here the functions are x x square, x cube, sine of x, cos of 0, e to the power x, and 1. So that means what? These are nothing but the functions, which few functions we have defined, and we have defined and we have found out the value of these functions on this 0 to 1. That means what exactly we have done? We have done it like this, sorry. It's like 0 to 1, and we have this substituted y of x as x dx, and we have got the value of this as 1 by 2, that is 0.5, right? 1 by 2, that is 0.5. These are what? Nothing but the values. So this y of x, I'm considering x, and I of y is nothing but integration of this x from 0 to 1. It's 0.5. Similarly, x square, I have got the value x cube, x sine of x, and these are a few numbers. Just I wanted to explain you something out of it here. Now, from the previous step, what we have defined a maximum point, maximum value, and so on. So if you'll observe here, this x cube, which is the function y of x, is the function x cube, having the minimum value. If you'll observe all these values, amongst all of them, I've got this minimum value as 0.25, right? And what is the maximum value in this? Maximum value is there for e to the power x, and what is it? It is 1.7183. Therefore, I have got my minimum value for this functional in the range of the continuous functions. So these are the continuous functions in the range 0 to 1, and the minimum value is of the function x cube with the value 0.25, and this is the function e to the power x with the value 1.7183. Again, this is just for an reference kept. I have kept it here. I wanted to explain you something here again. In calculus of variations, the basic problem is nothing but to find a function y. So what am I doing? I'm finding out the function for which the functional. So this is very important. I of y is maximum or it is minimum. I of y is maximum or minimum. Such functions are called an extremizing functions. We have seen in the previous optimization means either maximum or minimum, either maximum or minimum. It's known as optimization. And whenever I'm checking my I of y is maximum or minimum, that means I'm checking the optimization of that I of y. It's known as extremizing the function. And the value of the functional at these extremizing functions is known as extremum. Either extreme values, either maximum or minimum. So, but they are the extreme values of the functionals. Okay, well, how that problem will look like? The extremization problem will look like as extremize y, I of y is equals to integration from x1 to x2, f of x comma y dash dx. What is this? Subject to the end conditions, y of x1 is equals to y1 and y of x2 is y2, where f is twice continuously differentiable. What do you mean by twice continuously? That means this function is having the second differential, it is the differentiable twice. That is that f dash and f double dash exist for this type of functions, right? And therefore, this is nothing but an extremal kind of or extremization problem with the boundary conditions into it. Now, let us move for Euler-Lagrange equation. I'm skipping the proof out of this session here. If of x is an extremizing function for the problem, then minimize or maximize I of y integration from x1 to x2 f of x comma y dash dx with n conditions, the same as we have defined. Then y of x, because what I need this y of x, which is extremizing function for this particular problem. So what am I doing? I am finding out my y of x out of this equation, extremizing, that is minimize or maximize from this function in the range with the initial conditions. So it's known as boundary value problem. And what is the boundary value problem is d upon dx, dou f upon dou y dash minus dou f upon dou y is equals to 0. If you'll observe this function f over here, this f is a function of x, function of y, and function of y dash, right? So that means if you'll observe this tree diagram, I'm getting this f is a function of x, it's a function of y, and a function of y dash. So respectively, all my derivatives will exist for this f. I can differentiate f with respect to x, I can differentiate f with respect to y, I can differentiate f with respect to y dash, provided x, y, and y dash, they should be explicitly present in the function f, right? And this is with the boundary condition as it's given here. And what is this? This is known as Euler's or Euler's Lagrange equation. Sometimes it is just known as Euler's equation, but most of the time it has been called as Euler Lagrange equation. And it is, I'll repeat, d upon dx of dou f upon dou y dash minus dou f upon dou y is equals to 0. Okay, there are different forms of this conditions of this equation. Why the different forms are coming here? The different forms will exist with certain initial conditions, or special initial conditions. But we will not discuss more about it. We'll just be looking at the this problems here, or the different forms here. What is this? It's the different form is one of the form is d upon dx f minus y dash dou f upon dou y dash minus dou f upon dou x is 0. So this is also one of the form of Euler-Lagrange equation. The another form is this fy minus fy dash x minus fy dash y dash minus fy dash y double dash as 0 equals to 0. Now what is the difference between this y dash here, right? This y dash is nothing but dy upon dx, right? Dy upon dx. Y double dash will give me d square y upon dy square, right? But if I'm talking it here about f y dash, what is the meaning here? Meaning is it is dou f upon dou y dash. Okay, why am I writing it here dou instead of d? Because this, if you'll observe this, I have written it here. F is a function of x, y, and y dash. And therefore, if I wanted to differentiate this f with respect to x, or with respect to y, or with respect to y dash, I cannot write down, I cannot put it as d. I need to put it as dou, because this f is depending on more than one variable. It is depending upon three different variables, x, y, y dash. Therefore, if I wanted to have a differentiation with respect to y dash of this f, capital F, I need to put as dou, right here. Okay. Then what is the spatial cases? Spatial cases is, again, this is the extremizing function. Then what will happen when x does not appear in f explicitly? What is it? What is it? So if x does not appear in f explicitly, that means dou f upon dou x is equals to 0. Got it? Because if you'll observe, this f is depending upon x, depends on y, and depends on y dash, right? So if out of it, if this x is absent here, that means the differentiation of this f with respect to x will be 0. So what will happen with this equation? So this is nothing but Euler's equation. So this is another form of the equation. D upon dx f minus y dash dou f upon dou y dash minus dou f upon dou x is equals to 0, right? Because my differentiation is 0 here. So if it becomes 0, that means what will happen here? It is, that means this part will move to 0. This part will move to 0. If this part is moving to 0, I'll left with this only. That means the differentiation, this differentiation of this bracket over here with respect to x is 0. What do you mean by that? The meaning is this is nothing but a constant. F minus y dash dou f upon dou y dash is equals to constant. And this is known as Beltrami identity, right? So next is when y is not appear in f explicitly. So similarly, yeah, here x was not appearing, here y is not appearing. So obviously what will happen? So it's d upon dy dou f upon dou y dash, dou y dash minus dou f upon dou y is equals to 0. What will happen? This will move to 0. If this is moving to 0, so this becomes 0, and therefore this dou f upon dou y dash is a constant. Most of the time, this kind of the argument or the special cases will be requiring whenever the functionals are being given in such a way that x is absent, y is absent, or y dash is absent. Again, because I have told you it's x, y, and y dash. So we are just making an argument on x and y dash. So when y dash is not appearing in f explicitly, so what will happen? Dou f upon dou y dash becomes 0. And what is the effect of that? The effect of that means this bracket will move to 0. And if this bracket will move to 0, my other thing will move to 0. That is dou f upon dou y is equals to 0. And therefore this is following few. So if you observe this first, it's been following by the special case, or you can say another form of Euler's Lagrange equation. And these two cases you can find it out easily with the help of the Euler Lagrange equation. These equations or these special cases are very important while solving the questions. Okay, now first question: find the extremals of the functional integration x0 to x1 y dash square upon x cube dx. What is this? As I have told you, this is my functional, this is the function f x comma y dash is y dash square upon x cube. And therefore, this is what is it here. If you'll observe, dou f upon dou y is equals to 0. Why? Because my y is absent here. Y is absent. If y is absent, and my another function dou f upon dou y dash is 2y dash upon x cube. So if you'll observe by a Euler-Lagrange equation, if this part is 0, so obviously my this one will move to 0. It's not there here. Dou f upon dou y is not there here. And therefore, I will having only this much. So d upon dx, dou f upon dou y dash is this. It's a simple calculations now. D upon dx in differentiation of this with respect to x. Now, whenever I'm differentiating with respect to x, y dash is also a function of x. Y dash is also a function of x. Remember that. So it's like this: y dash, which is my dy by dx, is also a function of x. Please do not forget this. Otherwise, you are going to make a mistake over here. So it's 2y dash upon x cube. So y dash is also a function of x. X cube is also a function of x. So u by v rule will be applicable for the differentiation. So what is the u by v rule? X cube as it is into differentiation of the numerator, right? That is 2y double dash minus this numerator as it is, that is 2y dash, into differentiation of the denominator, that is 3x square, and this will give me 6y dash x square upon x to the power 6, because it is v cube, that is x cube, the square, right? V square. So v is x cube, the square of that will give me x to the power 6, and therefore this is nothing but the equation. After that, if I will have this, so this will give giving me x y double dash minus 3y dash is equals to 0. That means y double dash upon y dash is equals to 3 by x. Because as I'm interesting in here in y, I'm interested in y of x. So I need to solve, I need to integrate this. If I'm integrating this, this will give me ln of y dash. So ln is nothing but a log to the base e is equals to 3 ln x plus c, and therefore it is nothing but ln y dash, and it's nothing but like this. So it's just a simple calculation. Ln, you have to just take the e to the power to the other side, and you will be getting, and by just adjusting, you will get this equation as the y. So y of x is equals to a x to the power 4 plus b. Let us go for the another example. Extremize this function integration x1 to x2 1 plus y dash square dx. Y of the initial boundary conditions has been given. They are, both of them are going to 0. So now we'll observe this is a function which is a function of x, y dash. What is this? Dou f upon dou y dash is 2y dash. My y is absent, x is absent, right? And this is the function. So I have got it, the equation. So it is, because this is going to 0. If this is going to 0, I'll have to left with only this option. So 2y double dash is 0. So y dash of x is equals to c. That means what? Y dash of x is c is a constant. Therefore, y of x is cx plus d, which is nothing but c is nothing but the slope of this, and you can say that this is an equation of a line. One more example. It's a y dash integration from 0 to 1 y dash square plus 12xy dx. Y of 0 is 0, y of 1 is 1. It's extremum. I need to find out the extremum value. So this is the y function here. Y is y dash square plus 12xy. This is the equation of the Lagrange. And then what is it? It is nothing but after just putting the values over here, I'm going to get 12x, right? What am I doing it here? I'm differentiating this equation with respect to x, with respect to x. So what will be that? That will be 12x minus y double dash, right? 12x minus, sorry, 12x minus 2y double dash, which is equals to 0, and therefore y double dash is 6x, and then just by the simple the integration, I'll be getting y dash is 3x square plus c, and y is equals to x cube plus cx plus c dash. And just by putting the conditions like y of 0 is 0 and y of 1 is 1, I'm going to get my c and c dash, and c and c dash will move to 0 because of this, if you observe here, and I'm going to get this as 0, or this c and c dash as 0, and my curve is y is equals to x cube. So this is what is about the functional Euler's or Euler's Lagrange equation, and many more things. We have found out the functional, the extremizing the functional value, and to find out the y with the initial boundary conditions and so on. So I hope you all have understood whatever we have discussed it today. Thank you. Happy learning.